Hi, I'm Rich Butterworth, founder of Shout Internet, and this short video is one of a series of video tutorials designed to help you get the most from the ShoutDone task management software. I hope you find it useful. Okay, in this tutorial we're going to be taking a look at a few things relating to online synchronization, just going into a little bit more detail than we did with the Pro version video. So the first thing that we need to take a look at is the agenda. In the agenda, as you can see, there are just 3 items. First of all, setting up an Evernote account. Secondly, configuring synchronization in the ShoutDone software. And finally, we're going to take a little bit more of a closer look at the emailing facility, the feature within Evernote that actually enables us to email tasks directly into ShoutDone. So to start with, as you can see on the first point there, we're going to look at the process of setting up an Evernote account. So here we have Evernote, of course, www.evernote.com. For those of you who don't already have an Evernote account, it's a great tool for storing information, notes, photographs and so on, and quickly accessing that information at a future date. So it's a great repository for all things informational. And of course, one of the benefits is that you can use ShoutDone with Evernote, in conjunction with Evernote, to synchronize data across multiple installations of ShoutDone. Note that ShoutDone will operate alongside your existing Evernote data. It won't affect your existing Evernote content, so you can use it with confidence even if you've got hundreds of notes already or thousands of notes even in Evernote. Installing ShoutDone will not affect your existing content. So to set up an Evernote account, it's free for a basic account, and you only need a basic account to use that with ShoutDone. You need to head over to evernote.com and click the Create Account link in the top right hand corner. Of course, this may change over time, but it'll be something similar to that if it's not that. And clicking the link there, as you saw, brings up this screen into which we need to enter only a little bit of information. So we just need to go ahead and type in our full name and email address. We need to specify a username. Don't panic if you see the note there that it's already been taken. I've of course set up an Evernote account already, but I'm just stepping through the process of setting a new account up so that you understand how to do it yourself. We need to set up a password and repeat that password. Accept the terms and then just enter the captcha in the box provided there. And having entered all that information, just go ahead and click the register button, and you'll get a confirmation message at that point confirming that your account's been set up and prompting you for a code, a verification code. Now, the confirmation message that you see will point out that you need to go check your email, and when you go check your email, you'll find that you actually have an email from Evernote. And that email will look identical almost to this one. Obviously your username will be different and your code will be different. But essentially, as you can see, it has a link here that you can click to confirm the registration of your new Evernote account. Alternatively, you could just copy and paste the code there that they've included in the email into the web page, which will appear on entering your registration data. Now that's pretty basic stuff. All you need to do is click the registration link and you'll see a final confirmation that your account's been set up and you're good to go. Obviously you'll need to make a note of the following: your username that you entered. In this case mine is Rich Butterworth, but it'll be whatever you entered into the form. You'll obviously need your password that you entered. That's the password that you'll need to log in with as well. And finally, it's worth making a note at this stage of your unique email address. Now this is an email address that Evernote create for you automatically, and it's unique to your particular Evernote account. And it's this email address that we're going to be using a little bit later in this tutorial to fire tasks directly into our ShoutDone projects. So make a note of that too. So you want your username, your password and your unique Evernote email address. And with that information all to hand, we can now just hop back into ShoutDone and set up the synchronization. Now the ShoutDone synchronization settings are contained within the main program settings, which are accessed from this icon here on the toolbar. And if you're not already there, you'll see partway down the list on the left hand side of the settings is the section entitled Online Sync. So go ahead and click that, and in the boxes provided you need to enter your Evernote account details, but before you do, just check the checkbox there at the top. Now note, you can only synchronize using Evernote if you are using ShoutDone Pro, the Pro version. So if for any reason you can't uncheck, or you can't check rather, that checkbox at the top of the screen there, the settings, that's an indication that you're currently not using the Pro version. If you want to be doubly sure, go ahead and click the registration settings link and you'll see the current registration status. As you can see, I am on the Pro version. So having checked the checkbox, enter your username and password, as I just mentioned you needed to make a note of. And once you've entered those, just hit save. Now if you've entered Evernote account details previously, you'll see this warning. This warning is just letting you know that if you change your Evernote account, it'll set all of your projects and tasks as needing resynchronization, so which is what you'd expect. So that's the reason you're seeing that message there. On saving your settings, ShoutDone will automatically attempt an initial synchronization. Please be advised, if you've entered lots of projects and tasks, as I have in this demonstration, in this tutorial, it will take a few minutes to set up the initial account parameters and to then create all of your projects, and within those projects to upload those tasks. So don't be surprised if you see this screen, the authorization and then updating messages for a period of 4 or 5 minutes maximum. It'll only take that long on this initial synchronization. On subsequent syncs, it will be a great deal faster, and normally it only takes a matter of a few seconds. And as you can see, upon completing the synchronization, ShoutDone will just drop back to the standard view, so you know it's completed the synchronization there. So we're already 2 parts through our 3-part tutorial. The last thing I just want to cover off for you, having set up an Evernote account and shown you how to set up synchronization in ShoutDone, is to look at email. I should note before we move on to email, of course, that you need to repeat the process of setting up your Evernote account in each of the copies of ShoutDone that you want synchronizing. So if you've got it on your work PC or on your laptop, then you'll need to repeat that process just to set them up so they're all synchronizing with the same account. So if we want to send tasks directly to ShoutDone via email, we can do this, of course, using any device that can actually send email, so our smartphone, our email client, whatever it is that we want to use. There's just a convention that you have to get used to using to be able to quickly shoot those emails across. So here we have a blank email. Now the first thing that we need to mention when we're talking about sending tasks into ShoutDone is that the email account from which you're sending your tasks must be the same account as you used when you set up your Evernote account. So that's more than likely going to be your primary email address. The reason for this is that Evernote protect the integrity of their user accounts by locking those accounts to the registered email address. So make sure that when you're sending these emails, they're going from the same account. The next thing to note is that we need to send our messages, our tasks, to the unique Evernote email address that we saw in the Evernote confirmation email. Now, as you can see, it's not the most user-friendly of email addresses, it's not the most memorable address, so you might want to add this to your contacts list, be that on your mobile phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, whatever it is you're going to use to send your messages into ShoutDone from. Now with that specified, we can go on and enter this subject, and the subject is the most important part of our emails because it's here that we specify the name of the task and the name of the project. Now the name of the task is simply free text. You can type whatever you want and that's going to become the name of the task. So for this demonstration we're just going to use our sample task demo as the title of our new task. And then for the project, you need to precede the project name as it appears in ShoutDone with the following: the @ symbol, as you can see there, then SD hyphen. Those 4 characters are essential. If you don't include those, ShoutDone will not pick up the tasks. So once you've done this a few times, of course, it'll become second nature, but please do remember to put those characters in. It's the @ symbol, SD, and then the hyphen. And then after that, you need to specify an existing project name within ShoutDone. So in this demonstration, I'm going to submit this task to the article syndication project, which already exists in ShoutDone. Note, you don't have to specify a project as I've done here. If you left that blank, if I didn't actually have anything after the title of the task, then your task still would make it into ShoutDone. It's just it would appear in the inbox. Remember, the inbox is where you go to allocate tasks to projects that have not yet already been allocated. And finally, before we send our email, we can enter some task description text in the actual email body itself. When this task synchronizes with ShoutDone, it will appear in the task description field. There's one other thing to note in this tutorial, and that is that the advanced task parameters may be used when you're sending tasks to your projects via email. The advanced task parameters, of course, are covered in the manual, but just to give you a quick recap in case you're unsure as to how they work, they basically use the following convention. Opening curly bracket, S for size, then the first letter of either small, medium or large, I'll go with large for this demonstration, comma, P for profitability, and then the first letter of either low, medium or high. I'm going to go with low profitability, comma, then S for start date and the number of days from today on which you'd like this task to start. I'm going to put 0 because I want this task to start 0 days from today, i.e. today, comma, then E for end date, and again the number of days from today by which you'd like this task to be completed. I'll say 1 day from today, i.e. tomorrow, and then close curly bracket. So just to recap those advanced parameters there, we've got open curly bracket, S for size and the first letter of either small, medium or large, comma, P for profitability and the first letter of either low, medium or high, comma, S for start date and the number of days from today on which you'd like this task to start, comma, E for end date and the number of days from today by which you'd like the task to be completed, and then close curly bracket. So what will happen is when this task goes into ShoutDone, ShoutDone will actually automatically resolve these codes, these parameters, into actual task characteristics. So it'll create a larger task, it'll create a task that's got revenue earnings potential, that's starting today and due tomorrow. So I'll just cut that text. I'm going to paste it in between the title of our task in this demonstration and the name of the project. And with all of that information set, remembering all of this information of course is covered in the manual, I'm going to click the send button. And of course it'll take a moment for that email to send and then be received, but it normally within 30 seconds or so you'll find the tasks will come down into ShoutDone just right. And now I'm going to go ahead and synchronize inside ShoutDone to call down the new task that I've just sent. Remember, ShoutDone of course will automatically synchronize, but I'm just triggering it manually for the purposes of this tutorial. And there we have it. You can see just as the screen updated there that the new task has indeed appeared in the article syndication column, the project here, and it is indeed a large task. It's got revenue earnings potential as denoted by the yellow color. And if I just edit that task, we'll see if I look at the dates that the start date is today and there's a deadline of tomorrow. So it's done exactly as we wanted it to do. It's ingested that task, a task that I sent by email via Evernote to ShoutDone. So a really powerful way of leveraging the ability to synchronize tasks online. The only thing that remains now for me to do is to just signpost where you can get a little bit more information on what I've been covering off right now. Here you'll see the online help manual, which is accessible at shoutdone.com/help. It will resolve to this URL, but if you just put in shoutdone.com/help, it'll bring you here. And if you scroll down, I think it's section 9 for this particular topic, yes, synchronizing tasks, you'll see that 9.4, there is a subsection there specifically dealing with emailing tasks to ShoutDone via Evernote. And if I scroll down, you can see there are screenshots telling you where to get the email address and formatting mails and so on. So all of the information you'll need if you need a recap is in the online help manual. Likewise, there is a section also on the advanced task parameters should you need those too. So thanks for watching this tutorial. I hope you found it useful, and do be sure to check out the other tutorials relating to the ShoutDone task management software.